Welcome to CSTV Music. I'm your host, Sheena Osman, and I'm joined here with an incredible, talented artist by the name of Andru Winter.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming to the studio today. And you came all the way from Detroit, is that right?
That's correct.
So you're originally you're living there right now, right?
Yes, I'm actually I'm living on the Windsor side.
Okay.
I'm in Detroit. I'm back and forth a lot, but physically right now I'm living on the Windsor side.
Nice. So tell us about, how would you define your music?
I would define my music as eclectic. I have a diverse musical background and diverse musical taste. It's mostly centered around hip-hop, but hip-hop's eclectic in itself. Hip-hop's always been about bringing other elements of music together to create something else. Hip-hop never created anything, but hip-hop recreated everything. So,
interesting. And yeah, because you kind of have like an R&B sound, you kind of have a pop sound, so it's kind of really hard to define like what type of artist you are. But
yeah, I try not to define what kind of artist I am. If anything, I like to say I took the format from Drake. You know, I watched Drake not really feel like he had to limit himself to any particular one sound. And it's not like I'm trying to copy his blueprint. It coincides with my nature already to like so many different types of music. And so, you know, I just took that blueprint. I don't think he's ever been confined to any particular one style or sound. We've heard him do the Kiki, we've heard him do the street records, you know what I mean? So, you know, I just like to try to keep it eclectic and not really put myself in any one box. I just express myself what I feel like expressing.
Sure.
But definitely hip-hop and R&B are the dominant elements
Nice.
in that mixture.
And you're originally from Nova Scotia, correct?
That's correct.
And you grew up in Nova Scotia?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Shout out to Dartmouth, everybody in Dartmouth. It'd be known as Halifax now. The city amalgamated about 15 years ago. But coming from there, I still distinguish them from Dartmouth.
Nice.
But yes, born and raised in Nova Scotia.
So tell us, how did you become an artist? I know you started off as a music video director, and how did that evolve into becoming an artist today?
I think I always knew I was an artist, and I always wanted to be an artist. I'd say as early as 5, 6 years old, I remember watching MTV and seeing like Crisscross.
Okay,
that might date me a little bit.
It's okay.
But I seen Crisscross, and I think that moment, you know, just being a young kid, I remember I was just sitting in the living room alone in front of the TV, and I knew when I looked at them that, hey, that's where I should be. But as a young kid, that's as far as the thought went. So I kept paying attention to music throughout, you know, my life, and I always wanted to be an artist, but at the time, not everybody could be in hip-hop and R&B.
Sure.
It wasn't open yet the way it is now.
Right.
And also you had to be from a certain place at that time. There was no Canadians really breaking through that scene. So the prospect was looking a little bleak. So it's like I always aspired to it, but I never really actively pursued it until February of 2018.
Okay, so pretty recent then?
Pretty recent.
Okay, and you have a few videos out right now as well?
That's correct. I have I have my single out, Wrong Time. It's produced by Knight, NX6HT, Knight, my man Arian Knight. It's a pop record. I sing on that record. There's no rap on that record. I just sing it from top to bottom. And also I have a video out that is with a guy that I'm currently in a group with. His name is Caleb Simmons.
Okay.
He's a very well-known Canadian musician. He was a former Canadian Idol runner-up.
Oh, nice.
His accolades go on and on and on.
Sure.
Very viral online, over probably 100 million views on YouTube altogether. But I'm in a group with Caleb Simmons, and we have a video called The Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
And that's straight hip-hop and R&B, and yeah.
So for our viewers, before we go any further, I think we should take a look at one of your music videos. So how about we cut to Wrong Time?
Wrong Time. This is my video, Wrong Time, produced by Knight from Toronto, NX6HT if you're looking him up. Andru Winter, Wrong Time, check it out. Appreciate y'all.
Feeling good, let me lose, yeah. Number one, number two, yeah. Watching one got me too, yeah. Cause everything I get into, yeah. I got everything you need, and then mama take it easy. easy. Love the way that you please me. I love you, then you leave me at the wrong times. It hits you at the wrong times, and then you call me back the wrong times and leave at the wrong times. I wanna love you 'cause you all mine. So baby, come on time. You know I love you from a long time. You know I love you like a long time. No one can love you like I love you. No one can love you like I love you. No one can love you like I love you. No one can love you like I love you. I don't hear the say so. I just hustle, get dough. Been ballin' out like Melo. You know I like yeah yo. I got everything you need. Little mama, take it easy. Love the way that you please me. I love you, then you leave me at the wrong times. It hits you at the wrong times, and then you call me back the wrong times and leave at the wrong times. I wanna love you 'cause you all mine. So baby, come on time. You know I love you from a long time. You know I love you like a long time. No one can love you like I love you. No one can love you like I love you. No one can love you like I love you. No one can love you like I love you.
All right, so we just checked out Wrong Time right now. I really love the song. It's really catchy,
Thank you.
actually. Yeah.
Appreciate
So,
it.
what kind of response have you been getting from some of your fans?
I've been getting good response from the
Yeah.
wrong. Everybody likes the Wrong Time record.
Yeah.
You know, kids love the Wrong Time record. Parents love the Wrong Time
Yeah.
record, and it has no swearing in it. It has no offensive language, so
Yeah.
it is something that you can just put on and play. And you don't got to worry about who's around. When,
Sure.
what little ears are around when
Exactly.
you're playing it.
No.
Which in the rest of my songs I can't really say that for. So that's the one.
Fair enough. Well, it has that radio kind of quality to it, right?
That's what it's for, man.
Yeah. So, just moving away from music for a minute, you definitely have a very inspiring story. I know at some point in your life you actually did experience vision loss. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so I'll try to make this as quick as possible. 2011, I was diagnosed with Voigt-Koyanagi-Harada disease. It's called VKH, and what it is, it's an autoimmune disorder, a genetic autoimmune disorder that affects the eyes specifically. So it's chronic inflammation, but specifically contained to the eyes.
Sure. Okay.
And that's what resulted in my vision loss, was
So,
that condition.
how long did you have the condition for? How long did you lose your vision?
It started in 2011. I woke up one day and my eye was kind of red, and I went to like a general practitioner, like a duty doctor, whatever, like a walk-in clinic,
Right.
whatever you want to call it. And he looked in my eye for about 3 seconds, and he asked me if I drove. And I said, no, I didn't drive here. He said, well, can you get to an emergency right away?
Wow.
And I wouldn't suggest waiting on someone to come pick you up. He's like, I would call a cab right now and get to an emergency right away. That's all he told me. So that's what started the nightmare, was just someone looking in my eye. I thought maybe I had pink eye or something.
Yeah.
I just woke up, my eye was
You
kind of
would never
red.
think something like
but it was
that.
odd to me. I don't typically, I've never had that before, but I'm just looking at my eye. I'm like, why is it all red? It's kind of watery. But yeah, that's how it all started. It was just, him telling me that. I went to the hospital. They looked in my eyes and they said, your eye's about to explode. The pressure
Oh my
was
gosh.
through the roof, everything. My optic nerve, the nerve that connects your eyeball to your brain, was swollen 3 or 4 times the size that it should be. I was in rough shape, and they had to give me an emergency extreme amount of corticosteroid in order to subside the inflammation.
Wow. Okay. And you also mentioned, even in addition to your vision loss, you had issues walking as well, correct?
Yeah, they gave me such a high dose of corticosteroid. If anybody knows anything about corticosteroids, they'll tell you that they're really hard on your body, really hard on your bones, and one of the side effects is loss of synovial fluid. Synovial fluid, it's the fluid in the joints that lubricates the joints so it can move freely within the socket without grinding bone on bone.
Okay.
So the corticosteroid, it sucked the synovial fluid out of my hip, so my hip grinded bone on bone and then just locked in position. So I
Wow.
couldn't walk. So here I am without vision, and now I can't walk because of the medication that they gave me to prevent my vision from going completely out and my eyes from
Wow.
exploding in my head.
So that lasted, what, about 5 years then? You were in this condition?
Yeah, it was 5 years in totality. It started off very, very bad.
Okay.
Like from that first day, it got really bad after that. I spent a whole summer in a dark room with like black, coverings over the windows.
Your
I
eyes
could
were so
only go out at
sensitive.
nighttime. I'd have to wear sunglasses even at nighttime. And even behind my sunglasses, my eyes would be just watering. Just looking at a street light
Wow.
at midnight would make my eyes just water, like as if you were staring at the sun. It was really, really, really bad. The optical nerve swelling created a pressure in my head that's undescribable. And I was on a lot of pain medications as well because my head felt like it was about to explode. So it was a
Right.
very dark summer,
So
put it that way, you know.
did you ever think during that time that you would ever get your vision back or be what you are today?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I'm a man of faith, not any one particular faith. I'm not a religious man, but I'm a man of faith. So I always believe right until there's nothing left to believe. When I'm going through something, I don't have the attitude of this is the end. I can't have that attitude. It's not built into me. And so I definitely thought the whole time that it could definitely be rectified.
Sure.
It was difficult though because all the doctors were telling me how they're basically like almost frustrated with me because they were like, are you not realizing how serious this is?
Sure.
But I did realize how serious it was, but I also realized that me getting myself worked up about it and starting to think negative would make it much more serious.
Definitely.
So even though I had a lot of people in my face, pointing their finger at me, telling me what I should do, what I shouldn't do, how I should be taking this, how I shouldn't be, I felt like whatever they were telling me, I'm not undermining the professional opinion, but I thought in my own mind that it was possible to get over this. I just had no idea.
Yeah.
It was a journey to get to that point.
So do you think that experience has kind of helped you propel your music career, kind of giving you a sense of renewed energy, a new vision, so to speak?
Definitely. Going through that 5 years of blindness, I learned a lot about who my friends were and who the people that loved me were. And I was very, very lucky. And through that, I learned so many lessons about life, learning about love. And throughout those lessons, I acquired a lot of knowledge that I didn't have before. And I feel like the knowledge that I acquired from that whole time, once I came out of that situation, the spiritual lessons that I had learned and the physical lessons I learned about nutrition, health and fitness,
Right.
well-being, all of these things combined to just give me a much greater perception of the world around me. So with my perception opened, now there was new possibilities to come into my life, and music was one of them.
In addition to music, you're also a martial artist for a number of years. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've always been I was always a rougher kind of kid when I was growing up. I was in Taekwondo. I
Okay.
did a little bit of kickboxing. I did a little bit of boxing. And then when I started going through all these problems towards the end of the blindness,
Okay.
I was losing my mind, and I felt like I had this epiphany where I was basically like, I need to get back to what I was doing prior
Sure.
to the world converging on me. And I wanted to get back to my childhood. I wanted to get back to before the world had told me what to do and put pressures on me and people had expectations for me. I wanted to get back in touch with who I was before the world had a chance to influence me.
Right.
And I thought that would be the last thing that would bring my health around, would be putting myself in the vibration of complete happiness and putting myself doing things that I always enjoyed before I had to go to work every day
Right.
and pay bills. So I started doing martial arts because I was losing my mind, and I was literally, I hate to admit it, but I was severely, severely depressed.
course.
I was suicidal every day. I'm too stubborn to actually do anything, but that's how I felt every day.
Right.
I did not feel any, it was a very difficult time, and I said to myself, I'm gonna go do this martial arts. It made no sense to anybody around me. They're like, you're gonna do what? You can't see what? They didn't get it. But I went and did it. I started training with a guy he was a pro boxer,
Okay.
pro MMA fighter.
Nice.
His name's Manny Alfaro. I'll give him his shout out. He started training me personally one-on-one because I couldn't really take part in the class
Sure.
because there's so much going on around me I couldn't see. He trained me one-on-one. It gave me a renewed sense of dignity. It made me feel good again. Martial arts is a path to righteousness, period.
Right.
That's what all these movies are about, you know? So it just gave me all those things, and it got me healthier and healthier. My body started changing, and I started going to the doctor, and along with everything that I was doing, you know, nutrition-wise, the doctor started saying, wait a second, there's no inflammation. And it had not subsided for 5 years. So then, once I reached that point, she said, we can roll the dice. You only have a 30% chance of success, but we could do an eye surgery, and it would give you a huge part of your life back.
Wow. Okay.
But it only has 30%.
Yeah.
So do you want to roll the dice or not? I was like, yep, I do.
Let's do it. Yeah.
She did this eye. I woke up out of that surgery. My life was already different.
Wow.
Just off this one eye being changed. My life was
Incredible.
already different. A few months went by, this eye healed. You know, I kept doing what I was doing. And then she goes, okay, well, the eye's healed. Everything kind of went good.
Sure.
We could try the other eye. Okay, let's do it.
Wow.
Another 40% chance of success. And shout out to Dr. Bakshi, by the way. Nipura Bakshi, an incredible woman, an incredible person, and the woman that I can honestly say gave me all this back. So, Dr. Bakshi, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. So, yeah.
So now your vision now what's it like now?
I have a measured vision of 2200.
Okay.
So legally, I'm blind. Like the government of Canada describes somebody that's legally blind as somebody that has 2200 vision and lower and cannot be fixed with corrective lenses.
I see.
So some people are blind without their corrective lenses, but I cannot put on anything over my eyes to change the level of vision that I see. My pupils, if you actually look, are not circles.
Okay.
My pupils don't open and close like other people.
Oh,
they don't dilate. They're not a perfect circle. I have many eye problems, but I'm able to like live a normal life.
That's amazing.
And that's all I care about. I don't think about the problems. I feel great, you know, and I'm able to do everything everybody else can do other than read my phone without magnifying. So
well, what an inspiring story. Like you don't hear something like that too often. And
I think it's rare, but you know, it's the reason you don't hear about it too often is because most people that go through things like that, you know, they don't feel the need to tell anybody.
Sure.
I wouldn't have told anybody. I didn't even tell a lot of my family members when I was going through it.
You did mention that, yeah.
I wouldn't be telling anybody if it wasn't for me having a testament that I can use to inspire others that might have been in that position I was, because I know how mentally dragged down I was.
Sure.
So I tell people now, just to like, if anybody else is out there, they're going through that they can maybe draw some strength from my story, see where I'm at now, and see that I wasn't given a chance, and the slope was getting steeper and steeper. The hip, you know what I mean? And I made it out.
Wow.
And not only that, I got what I really wanted out of life. I always wanted to be a musician. I always wanted to do this music, and I always wanted to do exactly what I'm doing right now.
Amazing.
While we're sitting here, and now I have that. So I have everything to be thankful for in the world.
Inspiring, truly amazing story. So what is your ultimate goal as an artist?
I don't know if I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Then you guys will know how ambitious I am.
Which is a good thing.
But my ultimate goal as an artist is to make the best music that I can possibly make with my brother Caleb Simmons. And for us to shine light on our province. I come from the poorest province in Canada. I come from a place with little to no opportunity. And it's going down a really bad path. So I figure it'll have the Drake effect if somebody from Nova Scotia it's just like seeing a guy in your neighborhood, you know, do professional sports.
Right.
Right? If you've never seen a guy go to the NHL before and you have a hockey dream, you don't think it's possible from where you're at. But if your next door neighbor was in the NHL and your hockey coach was, then now that dream seems obtainable because you can actually tangibly put your hands on something, you know, somebody that has information.
Makes a lot of sense.
That can, you know what I mean? So yeah.
You just need someone to kind of put like a city on the map, and
that's what I'm trying to do.
Right.
That's
just like how Drake put Toronto on the map.
Exactly.
Right?
That's all we're trying to do, and that's all it's about. It's about the youth at this point. I'm beyond the girls. I'm beyond trying to be cool. I'm beyond the things that bother most people's minds and drag their life down into a negative vibration. Like, I've gone through real stuff.
Oh,
so
that's for
now
sure.
I'm beyond all that. So now literally all this is about is inspiring, putting my province on,
Good.
and making it so people from my community and my province feel like it's possible for their dream to come true. Because right now, even as I'm sitting here, they don't believe it.
Interesting. Well, what kind of response have you been getting from Nova Scotia?
Nova Scotia, I'll just leave it like this. Real people really love me, and fake people really hate me. So the real are supportive, the real get it, the real are inspired, the real are happy, the real are all those things for me, you know, and the ones that aren't real, then they're just going to look at it through whatever lens that they perceive it from, and that's not even enough for me to even get into. I don't care.
Yeah.
I only pay attention to the positive. I know the negative exists out there, but it's just, like I said, you know, when you're blind for 5 years, you don't care what somebody says about your
Definitely
music. Like, it
changes your whole
you
perspective.
don't care about
on
much
life.
of anything. All you care about is the people around you, the people that you love.
Yeah.
You care about your health and your happiness, and that's it. So
Exactly.
that's where I'm at.
So, is there any projects that you're working on at the moment? Or what can we expect from you?
Yes. I have an album coming out March 22nd. It's called Paid. It's a joint project between myself and Caleb Simmons.
Nice.
And I'm really excited about that project. Caleb Simmons is truly an incredible artist.
Nice. We got to have him on the show next then.
Yes, you have to.
Right.
And he is, in my opinion, and the opinions of others, including Lionel Richie, by the way, that Caleb is one of the great talents, one of the greats of singing, period, in this North American culture that we have going on.
Amazing.
And Caleb's never fully had his day in the sun as well.
Sure.
He's been on Canadian Idol, he's viral online. He goes to every part of the world. He just got back from Cyprus. He just got back from Morocco. He was singing in
Nice.
Morocco. He's traveling. He's well known everywhere he goes. People, hey, you're the Lion King beatbox guy. They know who he is, but he never had his day in the sun.
Right.
So we have this project coming out, and we truly believe that this is our day in the sun. March 22nd, Andru Winter, Caleb Simmons. The project's called Paid, because we have everything else other than that.
Check
So
it
we
out.
got the spirituality, we learn the lessons, we have beautiful families, we have great friends. Now we just need a little bit of capital. So the project's
There you
called
go.
Paid, March 22nd, and we're really excited about it. And everybody that's heard it or been catching little glimpses of it are
Okay.
very excited about it. It's getting good response in the States right
Good,
now.
really?
Houston, they're playing a few of our songs in Houston. We had a Christmas record they were playing on the radio in Ottawa on CHUO, shout out to CHUO.
Nice. I think I heard that Christmas track. Yeah, I really liked it. Really festive. It had a nice.
Even if you don't
kinda
celebrate Christmas, it's, you know,
it's a happy,
Exactly.
happy song.
It's a good vibration.
Exactly. So, where can people check out your music online?
If you want to check out my music,
Mm-hmm.
Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, Deezer, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube Music, Google Play, iHeartRadio, any platform that music can be listened to on the planet, you can find me
They
on.
can just search Andru Winter and then they'll
Yep.
find all of that. Okay.
And that's ANDRU, winter, as in the season. You know, so that's the little difference. It's ANDRU. If you look up ANDREW, I think you find some
Which I did the first
16-year-old
time.
German guy that's making EDM. He's great, by the way, but it's not me, you know?
Which I Googled first, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not the right person. It's okay.
Yeah.
So, any final words you would like to say to our viewers of CSTV Music?
Listen to my record.
There you go. That's it. That's what it
And
is.
besides that, if you're going through anything, just hang on, because no matter what, tough times don't last, tough people do. So hang in there, use my story as motivation. No matter what you're going through, it'll get better. You know, it's just like the weather. It'll change. Just give it some time.
Amazing, Andru. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank you so
that
much.
inspiring story with
Appreciate
us. Again, I'm sure it's not the last we're going to see of you. I'm sure there's a
I
lot
hope not.
more.
I hope
and
to see you guys again. You guys have been awesome.
you have to
Thank
come back
so
on the
much.
show. Got to come back. There you go. Check out Andru Winter. Thanks so much. And that's for today's episode of CSTV Music. See you next week.
Ciao.